Oh my God! Hey guys, it's attorney Darren Miller, and what we're gonna do today is analyze 5 crazy road incidents.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
This one's called biking in the middle of the road. Well, if you're on a bicycle, being in the middle of the road is probably not the best place to be. So we're starting out behind the 8 ball. Let's watch. What the hell? One of the crucial mistakes that this bicyclist made was, although he was wearing his helmet, he was not wearing much other protection. One of the things as a personal injury lawyer that I see all the time is road rash and how terrible that is. It can leave disfiguring scars if you're not properly protecting your skin. So anytime you're on a motorcycle, bicycle, or on any roadway, make sure you're protecting your skin, your head, your body at all times by wearing as much protection as you possibly can. As drivers on the roadways, when we see bicycles out there, yes, they slow us down, they get in the way, but we have to respect the right that they have the same right to that lane of traffic as we do. So make sure that as you address or you come close to a bicycle, that you do it in a very safe fashion. You give them enough room so if something happens with another vehicle, if the bicycle swerves, that no incident does ensue between yourself and the other vehicle. Ah! Oh my God! Oh my God! While this was clearly a crash dummy that occurred in this particular test, these types of things happen all the time. Interestingly enough, airbags
Create more injuries than you think that they do.
while they are there to prevent significant damages, when you're not ready for an incident and something happens and your body is improperly positioned as that foot was, boom, that impact can break your foot and disform things before you even know it. So be very careful anytime you're in a vehicle that has airbags in it, know where those airbags are, and prepare yourself for an accident because you never know when they're going to occur. But what the airbag is not designed for is for your body to be moving forward at the same time your feet are going to be shoved backwards. Airbags are not designed for that. And so because of that, you don't put your feet up on airbags. When you're in a vehicle, know where your airbags are and be prepared if something does occur. In this situation, the passenger was not prepared, and clearly he has suffered, at a minimum, a broken leg. And hopefully, surgically it can be repaired, and it's not irreparable damage.
Whoa, shit. Shit. Whoa, shit.
Who is to blame here? I don't know. You can't tell who's to blame here. Did the motorcycle try to run a red light? Did the vehicle making the left was in too much of a hurry? We don't know. The one thing we know for sure is the person riding that motorcycle has suffered significant physical injury because of this impact. And that's why I always say, stay the hell away from motorcycles. Because even when it's not your fault, you're still gonna pay that price. If I'm representing the person driving the motorcycle, the one thing I definitely want in this situation is a statement from the driver of the vehicle making an admission of fault. Oh, it was my fault. I'm so sorry. I was in a hurry. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the roadway. Once they say that,
You got them.
if you don't have that testimony, then the next best thing is to getting an impartial statement from someone else who saw the accident, who was at the intersection, someone who doesn't have a dog in that hunt, who doesn't have a stake in the outcome of the case, that can just give you their facts in terms of what happened on the day in question. When you have their statement, we want to have that put into the police report so that later on down the line, if we need to get their testimony to go to court or whatnot, we can get their information and their opinion as to who caused this particular accident. The person who said, whoa, shit, I'd love to get their testimony. I know they provided us this video evidence, but I'd love to hear what they said with regards to whether or not they believed that who was at fault here? Was it the motorcyclist or was it the person driving the vehicle who ran the red light? Who did it? I don't know. I want to hear their testimony because clearly they don't have a stake in this particular outcome, but I'd love to hear their opinion. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. We want to hear what you have to say, what you think, and we can only hear that and do those things if you leave a comment below. Okay, running along. What the hell? Okay. Who is at fault in this accident? If you know your dog wants to lunge at people or bite people or there's a potential for that, you need to properly restrain your dog. The owner of this dog failed to do that. As such, the passerby was running by. That dog lunged at him. The guy was scared. And so what did he do? He jumped out of the way, which meant he ended up in the street and got significantly injured. Now the driver of the vehicle, he did nothing wrong. You're not expecting someone on the sidewalk to jump out into the roadway. So there's nothing that he could have done to avoid that accident. Unless the driver saw this person and had enough time to stop and was maybe on his phone texting someone or not paying attention. So you have those other aspects that could be a factor in this situation. But based upon what we're seeing, it was an unavoidable accident as far as the driver was concerned, who ended up injuring the runner significantly. But that fault is going to be placed upon the owner of that dog. So the lesson that we learn is, even when you're out there walking your dog, make sure you're properly restraining them and you don't put innocent bystanders at risk through your own negligence. Oh my God. Holy Toledo. Where are we getting these videos? Wow. Let's just hope that person in that middle vehicle is still alive. Now, I don't have a problem with truck number 3 striking car number 2. That's gonna happen from time to time with ordinary negligence. My big problem is what happened thereafter. Because for whatever reason, truck number 3, after striking car number 2, it didn't apply its brakes. And when it didn't apply its brakes, it forced car number 2 into the concrete truck number 1. And as a result, car number 2 was crushed in between those vehicles. That's the problem. And as a result of that, car number 2 has probably suffered significant injury, if not death. My guess is vehicle number 3 was probably on the phone or distracted, because why did they not apply their brakes? So one of the things I'm going to do in this situation, I want to get the driving records of vehicle number 3. And I also want to see whether or not they were on the phone, because many times people are distracted because they're texting someone, they're on a phone call, or they're simply not paying attention behind the wheel. But there's a reason why they didn't apply the brakes, and I'd want to find out exactly what that reason was. So now you've seen 5 of these crazy road incidents that have occurred. And while these things seem crazy to you, we see these things all the time. So just remember, as you're being out there on the road, be careful, pay attention, and expect the unexpected, because that happens all the time, especially in our business. And if you're not prepared and ready and on a head on a swivel, you never know when you can be victimized by something that could have been preventable. Don't forget, I'm D. Miller, and it's DLAW.